y'all like riding trains?
I mean, your mom does.
Wow. I did that one, did I? Do y'all like riding monster trains?
Comment still
train. Oh my gosh. We're going to review not things about our moms, but instead Monster Train 2. Monster Train 2 came out May 21st, 2025, developed by Shiny Shoe. This is a sequel to the 2020 roguelike deck builder that took the world by storm. It's available now on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and the Switch, launching at around $24.99. Also available on Xbox Game Pass, which is how I am playing it currently.
I thought we talked about this one already.
We talked about Monster Train 1.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Got it.
So,
continue. Sorry.
No, yeah,
Sorry.
you're going to have to sit through this again. Oh, man. So this is a game where you guide armies of allied angels and demons aboard a multi-level train, defending the Pyre Heart from Titan invaders across Hell, Heaven, and the Abyss. New features include 5 clans, strategic combo play, enhanced progression systems, and brand new look and feel. So we've been playing this, and it's a lot of fun. Joe, how much have you put into Monster Hunter or Monster Train 2? Not Monster Hunter.
Nice, yeah. Different game. So far, well, I say so far, but I'm basically done with it for now because I've beaten all 10 Covenants and I've beaten the Titans.
Damn.
And that's like the last bosses of it. There's more I could do if I wanted to really stretch it, but like the amount of time I've spent doing all that, probably 70 hours total in the game.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's not to say like if you were faster at it that you couldn't beat it quicker, but like Covenant 10 was so hard for me to finally finish because what the Covenants are is like difficulty upgrades that stack every time you like. Covenant 1 is like a very simple like some kind of, it's something that like either gives you like less cards during a draw or something, just really small modifier, but that stacks in with 2, which stacks with 3, and so by the time you get to 10, it's like you have that debuff plus everything else below it. And so 10 was just so difficult for me to finally overcome, but when I did, it felt so good. And then the Titans, it's a whole nother deal where they are not something you get to fight unless you take a certain number of like difficulty modifiers on each boss. You know those things that I can't remember what they're called, the things you add that you can add to each level that you can click on, it'll give you some kind of bonus if you...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like every time you face one of the bosses, you have to put the modifier on, it'll give you a Titan coin or something like that. And then you have to do that for all 3 of the bosses. Then once you beat all 3 of the bosses with the difficulty modifier on, then you can fight the Titans, which are just like all 3 at the same time fighting you. Not all 3 bosses, but all 3 Titans fighting at the same time, which is a whole nother thing. You don't have to do that on Covenant 10 though, luckily, but you can, and there's an achievement for it and all kinds of stuff. So it's like, that's where it's like the hardest possible thing I think in this would be Covenant 10 fighting the Titans. That just sounds ridiculous to me. That would probably take me another 30 hours just to get through if I were to do that, which I don't think I ever will.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a little bit more than I need for this. I like hard game. Well, I don't like hard games. I like easy games, and this game is one that definitely is on the hard end of my like threshold, I would say. But I love it in that it's strategic. You know, there's
Harder than Night Rain.
A different kind of art.
Different kind of art.
Yeah. This is like Clair Obscure for me, where it's like you're just trying to figure out how to like put all these pieces together to do your attacks and make things happen and whatnot. But like
strategy.
Yeah, but it's I mean this game is very similar to the first game in that you have your multi-tier levels and everything, and you have your card decks, but all the card decks are new. So there's a brand new set of cards for all the different clans, and you get all these cards that you can either play as units, or they can be items, or they can be buffs to your characters. And essentially what happens is like these enemies come in on like the first level, and then you have to put your guys on every single floor, and as you fight back and forth, like you end your turn, and then like a battle ensues and they go back and forth, and if anybody's still alive after doing attacks, they move to the next floor and next floor and the next floor to finally the Pyre Heart, where if they kill your Pyre Heart, then you lose that run. And that's like persistent through the full run. So like if your Pyre Heart loses health throughout the course of the game, like you're gonna have that health loss throughout the course of like that run you're playing. But there's like different areas where you can like upgrade as you're progressing through, which is really cool, where you can upgrade your Pyre Heart health. You can upgrade your cards, which I love the card upgrade system in this because, you know, if you get like a really kind of just basic unit, you can like OP the heck out of that unit by like adding in like crazy amounts of health or like 4x or 2x multi-attack that does like 25 damage times 2 or whatever, or add this like armor set and all these different things you can use to like customize out your card deck to make it a lot stronger and better.
It's a system like Slay the Spire or any kind of other deck building video game you ever played or board game even. And the idea is trying to build yourself the most OP deck that you can to face whatever enemies you have, or just that plays into whatever kind of strategy you're going for. And the strategy is something that, because of the RNG of it all, you kind of have to plan as you go. You can't really go into a run being like, this is exactly what I'm going to do, because you don't know what kind of cards you're going to get offered up or what upgrades or anything like that. But you can get something that seems like it's like, oh, this is totally going to break the game. I had one where it was like one of these dudes I got from one of the bonus things. You can come across those little like train missions things that come up. And it was like, okay, every time a version of him comes out, like he puts this certain thing into the deck, and then for every one of those he has a multi-attack. And so I had him up to like 16 or 20 multi-attacks, so he was coming out and attacking 20 times before anybody else could attack. And I thought like, oh, this is gonna like get me all the way through it, and I beat the run. But then it goes into an endless mode, and I was only able to get, or you can choose to go into the endless mode. I was only able to get to like the second part of the endless mode, and then I got completely screwed because they countered that with saying like, okay, even though you can hit 16 times, these guys all have thorns on them, so every time you hit, you're hurting yourself. So I just killed myself very quickly because of that. So there's always a counter to it. So never feel like the devs weren't prepared for a way that you're kind of breaking the game, quote unquote. If it seems overpowered, it's like, go for it, lean into it, because you're going to probably need it later.
Yeah. How's this game different from the first one? Like, besides the deck, besides the new cards and stuff like that, what really makes it stand out?
I think, were you able to do, or did you have to do the dual teams in the first one, or no? Like, or was it only single, like, classes or single, like, clans that you were playing as?
You had 2 clans, yeah.
In the first one you did also?
Two,
okay.
Yeah. That was there, because I remember I used to have like my fire one, and I had another one that was like a plant-based one that I would like
combo.
Okay.
Like that, yeah. So that's not different. I guess like
say the big thing, I think obviously the clans are different, but then there's the they have this like hub area you go to after you finish a run that I'm pretty sure wasn't in the first one, where you could like, there's a little story that comes through in that sequence, and then there's a way to you can customize your train. You can like do
the train customization is just appearance wise, though. It doesn't do anything.
And you can
you can customize your Pyre Heart though, and that does make a difference.
Yeah, that's right. You can customize your Pyre Heart. Really, the biggest thing I think is just the different cards. And there was something that they added in here that's different, that I was like, it's just like a card augment.
Do they still have the old cards from the first one?
No.
So it's just all white.
Yeah, new cards. And so initially you have 5 different clans. I think it's 5 different clans you can choose from. Is that right?
5, yeah.
But then there's 5 secret clans that you can get later, which I won't say what they are, but I was shocked when it came out. I was like, holy shit, I didn't even expect this. And it just unlocks a whole, like, it doubles the basic playtime of the game, because I was like, oh wow, I have so much more to experiment with now. So that was exciting.
Yeah. Mostly it's just like brand. I mean, there's a lot of the cards, like the stats on the cards, like have there's a lot of just like variability in them. And there was one thing that they've added in here too that I don't remember them having before, but there's like a little like icon that shows up on characters. You can sometimes activate like a ability on like click or something like on.
Oh yeah, I don't remember if that was in the first one.
Yeah, I can't remember either,
also equipment they didn't have in the first one, so now you can.
I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay. You can add equipment onto characters and stuff like that. But one thing you'll notice in here is like you'll have these little like yellow markers at the top of each floor, and that basically tells you like your unit count, or like your amount of units you can place in that floor. And each unit has like a different point requirement to place. So like the bigger they are, it could be like 4 points versus like 2 points or whatever. So you have a max amount of people you can fit onto a floor. But as you progress through your run, you can eventually, like if you want to, you can upgrade that. So you can add more people on a floor and build these like really cool like buff buff systems essentially to it. I had one character that I was using that was giving me, I'm trying to remember what the buff was. It was I can't remember what it was now, but it's interesting how you can like have characters play off of each other and like give bonuses to like the whole entire floor, for example, or whenever like there's certain moves where like you can have it where if you swap a location, then it makes your character stronger and does these different things. Where like I have one character that every time I do damage on somebody, it like adds armor to my character and like builds up armor as long as I don't get hit, I believe. So there's like some interesting like buff mechanics that play into that. Oh, this is I think a clan specific thing, but there's this egg deal that you can collect from that first class you get, that you get to like have permanent upgrades if you spend the eggs. But then I think the eggs also, if you keep them, they give you a bonus too. So it's kind of like a risk reward system.
Yeah, that's for like the dragon clan.
Yeah. But really the big thing I think is just like, it's, improved user interface. The cards are totally different. The units and stuff are all of that is like different and upgraded. New soundtrack's really cool too, by the way. It's like this like, it's like a heavy metal soundtrack, and they always tell you like what song's about to play when you enter into it, but it's like very appropriate to the vibe. It's like very just intense and it's kind of like we're playing a game of Doom, and like you just imagine like turn on like some freaking like heavy duty rock or whatever. You're about to like, yeah, we're gonna kick some ass here,
throw down some cards
on this train.
Train.
There's a lot of crossover with other indie games too, or a lot of like nods to them, like Cult of the Lamb. Since we were talking about that earlier, there are one of the demigods or whatever from Cult of the Lamb will offer you up a villager, and it's like it's a 1 health, 1 attack villager, but it does like, it has like 2 or 3 multi-attack or something. So like right out of the gate, like it doesn't do much for you. But if you just like focus some buffs on that guy, I had one of those villagers like be my like in-game main unit because he was so strong and multi-attacking. It's just this little like unassuming villager guy just like beating the shit out of the whole train. It was great.
I love that. Yeah, it's really cool what you can do. What are the later clans that you have? Like what? Because like the first 2, I'm trying to remember, like the dragon one is like very much fire related.
It's fire related and hoarding, like either hoarding gold or something, like as dragons do. Yeah. And so if you like, some unit will do like a lot more damage the more gold you have. So it's like it encourages you to not be spending your money.
That's what I was thinking.
Because then this guy's going to be just a complete like buff dude.
Right.
And or like the amount of eggs you have, like you were talking about earlier, some units benefit from that.
Yeah.
With the fallen angels, which are the first units you can go from, they are a lot like involved around like moving around. They need to be like moving either to the front of the line. It matters like what order you are in your ranking or in the train, because like the front person is going to be like the person taking the hit, obviously, generally. And so like the angels revolve around moving around a lot, either on the same floor or from floor to floor, and that will power them up. Then there is the mushroom people who, have you unlocked?
No.
They're like,
just have the first 2.
Oh, you have the first 2. Okay. So there's the fallen angels, the dragons, the mushroom people, the like moon, like moth people.
Okay.
And they're like magic based. And then there's the grafting kind of undead people. They look kind of like zombies or whatever, but their whole thing is like attaching things to other units, like basically modifying other units by attaching stuff to them, or like having their own units die so that it will then spawn a piece of equipment, but like basically their graft coming off of them that you can attach to a different unit. So that's more like equipment based and involves a lot of like reattaching equipment for various upgrades.
Yeah. What's your favorite combo?
Out of like the first 5 dudes, I think I love using the dragons. Like the like egg system is really fun to play around with, and then the mushroom people are just so fun because like you're essentially having them. They have this thing called like germinate or something that allows them to just like reproduce rapidly, and so you can get like a couple mushrooms of these smaller tiny mushrooms that just like every turn they'll just grow bigger and bigger and bigger. So if you can keep them protected, they can essentially act as your frontline tank the whole time, because they are just constantly like regenning and like regrowing to where like they turn into a giant tower of mushrooms, like little mushroom people. It's really funny, like visually, but they can be really powerful. So I've enjoyed playing with them a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, the only real negative I have with this game probably is, I mean, there's not much of a story here. It's just kind of like it's a thing that exists, but it's like you don't play it really for that. I also wish it was on. This is one of the games that I would like play on my phone, which is
That's what it looks like to me.
yeah. It's like the UI is fit for that, but they don't have, because that's where I first played Monster Train on the first one was because it came out on Apple Arcade.
Oh, really?
So I downloaded it through that, and I had a blast playing it on there. And I kind of was hoping that this would be available on that. It is on, like, I can get on Steam Deck and stuff. I just don't have my Game Pass hooked up to that. So I thought like this feels like a game I want to play on a mobile device, some kind of handheld or something like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Although I do like having the mouse controls, you know, on PC. It's pretty nice, but I feel like the UI just seems like it's blown up for me. Like it seems too big for the screen almost. Like I feel like it was fit for a smaller screen, even though it is on big screen game. Like,
yeah, I could totally see you playing it on a tablet though. I don't know about a phone. Like for me, that'd be a little much.
Yeah.
But I didn't play the first one on the phone either, so I have no idea what that was like. Can I ask Jason and Austin, like, is it that you don't like this type of game in general, or you just haven't played it or played this type of game usually?
I can't remember the last game that I played that was similar to this, because it was mistaken for like an actual. I don't want to say this. It's not an actual game. Like a third-person style game, and I played it. I was just like, "Oh shit, this is," because it was like a Batman game. It was a card game.
Okay.
And I don't have.
You're not a turn-based kind
of person.
Sure.
I know that's bad of me to say, because a lot of people tell me about that one game you're playing now, Clair Obscura. I really want to play that game, but I don't know. The strategy slows down for me, and I'm a simple brain guy. I'm just like, okay.
Do you have the same feeling about Baldur's Gate 3, or did you like that one?
I enjoyed Baldur's Gate 3. It's just some people ruined it for me. No, I enjoyed Baldur's Gate.
Who ruins it for you?
You did.
I do. What did I do? He wasn't naming names.
I was in a cutscene.
Oh yeah.
And trying to like follow the story, because I was in, doing it, and Austin sneaks up behind this lady and just bashes her head in, and turns out to be a witch. And then I was just like, "What's happening? Why am I in combat? I did nothing. I was just talking to this lady."
That's like the greatest thing that you could.
I wanted to.
He was gonna kill you.
I don't care. I wanted to run through it.
Saved your ass.
So, but it's just like moments like that. Baldur's Gate 3 is a little bit of story, just because of the storyline with it, and that's involved in the decisions you're making.
Sure.
And then something like this, I just couldn't see myself playing it, just because it's too much reading for me. It's just too much strategizing, and it's just a lot, and my brain will go into overdrive. And whenever I play games, I kind of just fucking lose myself, especially if this doesn't really have kind of like a storyline.
Not really. I mean, there's a story.
There's a story, but it is very light. It's just there is like the game with like a dash of story.
Yeah, and then my brain will go into like, let me just overpower this one card and just keep rocking it. But like you said, that could hinder the gameplay, and then I'll just get disappointed and disgruntled. So it's just not my style.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I appreciate for what it is now. It looks wonderful. It looks great. If I was into like games like this, I'd probably most definitely play it. So
okay, yeah. I was just wondering. I just didn't know like what the preference was, since turn-based isn't for everybody, definitely, especially strategy card games. Like that's like, you have to be a certain kind of person. I am that certain kind of person, but like it's not for everybody.
I didn't think I was a certain kind of person, but then when I played Monster Train, because I remember when you like reviewed Monster Train on our podcast.
Oh wow.
And I never played it back then. I was like, oh, this looks cool, but it's just like not. I was in the same mindset. I was like, it's not really my kind of game.
Yeah.
And then when it came out on Apple Arcade, I was like, oh, I haven't heard of this game, and I remember that we had talked about it. And then I fell in love with it, and I went down a rabbit hole. I went to Slay the Spire, and I was playing like all kinds of. But this one I always came back to. Like this so far has been my favorite roguelike card game. It's like this. I don't know. It's whatever. I don't know what it is, but it just feels. I don't know. It feels.
It's very good, satisfying to have like a successful run, or just to have like a run where everything's kind of going your way, or because it makes you feel like a genius. You're like, wow, I planned this so well. Now I'm kicking ass. And it's got the whole roguelike draw of like, even if you lose a run, it's like, okay, just one more run.
Yeah.
And one more run turns into like 100 more runs. You're like, oh shit, I spent all day and I lost my job because I have been playing this only. Yeah.
This card game.
Yeah.
Which, well, we're not talking about this right now, but have y'all played Billionaire?
Yes, I have.
Oh, what's that?
Okay, it's like,
It's a pachinko roguelike.
dude,
Talking about it. Talking about it.
I went down a rabbit hole in that game the other day. I think I spent like 3 hours.
That
like,
game
I got
is
on Steam Deck,
crazy.
and I was just like freaking just
At
like
3 hours, you can be on Rivals, getting better.
but I was getting better at pachinko and just like I would like have these
Skill up, right?
I would just drop it and just like bing 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 like $500,000 was generated in like
Of fake money.
seconds.
Yeah.
It's so good. Oh man, I
That's the It's the gambling bug for sure.
it's amazing. It's like cookie clicker. It's just like, yeah, look at those numbers going up.
That's another game, like style game I don't like. I don't like the clicker game.
No, clicker games aren't for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would get this, but I think I just didn't want to pay the money because I didn't think I'd be on it too much. And I wanted to get it on the Switch.
Game Pass.
So I wanted to get it on the Switch because it's a good Switch game. I
That's
feel like.
fair.
True.
But I see Monster Train First Class is now $10.49,
What is that one?
which was originally $30.
Is that that's the first one, like the expansion of the first one?
I guess.
Oh yeah, it looks like just the first one with, I guess, the DLC added into it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Yes. I don't know if it was $30 originally, but it used to be $30 and it's on sale, so I could see myself getting that. I just didn't want to pay $10. The Monster Train 2 is $25.
But here's the thing.
I feel like I'd fall off of it pretty quick just because, not that I didn't like it.
But if you do like it, then you're going to be spending $30-something because you're going to come back to Monster Train 2 and be like, wow, I love this game and I want more of it. So I'm going to have to get 2. So really, you're going to end up spending more money if you
Also,
like it.
2 is $24.99, so it's even cheaper.
Buy the game, awesome.
Yeah, well, the first one is on sale right now for.
Yeah, but it's the first one.
yeah.
There's the second one. I mean, it's good, but like this is a
second one.
it's like an enhanced version of the first one.
It's improved. Look, I have too many games to play as it is. That's just the hard part about it.
That's true. Like I own so many games. Even if I tried to play through all of them, I don't think I could finish every game that I have in my entire lifetime.
So I'm trying to.
Yeah.
One of my things I want to do is build an app that tells me that, like how, like if I want to be able to upload your backlog basically, and for it to pull from how long to be and estimate if you played every single one of these games like back to back.
That sounds depressing.
I know. That's what I want it so bad though. I'm just like, okay, realistically, am I gonna like finish these games when I'm like 850? You know, which I won't ever live that long, obviously. But like,
150.
yeah,
What a weird number to shoot. That's not even semi-realistic.
no, definitely not.
90, 100.
Yeah,
850.
even
I would go past.
I'll
like,
make it
my
a
life-
600, but 850 in.
going up to 150 would have been like even like a okay, maybe in the future with technology, but you're like no, straight to 850.
50.
Hey, I'm hungover.
I got big goals.
And he's hungover. It's still kicking.
Yeah. So it would be depressing though, but I would just be curious because then it would like help me be like, okay, how do I need to figure this
Prioritize.
I gotta prioritize.
Maybe part of the app can be prioritizing like what you should play first
thinking.
based on like time to beat and or just like quality of game.
And it's like here's your
You put in your lifestyle, your habits, what you
Yeah.
so it can determine how you'll like it.
well, what it would do is it would output like if you
Well, you have 40 years
here's your
to live.
like long game to invest your time into, and here's your palate cleanser that you can play in between sessions of the other game, and it'll give you that.
or it's just like
down.
get a life. It's like, oh man.
Or just, beat a game and then get a game.
That's really
That's hard, man. Because also sales and stuff.
yeah. We got listeners that want us to play games, and we just gotta give them what they want, you know.
Anyway, this game, Monster Train 2,
Thank you for bringing us
it's
back.
great.
Yes, Monster Train 2. It's on Xbox Game Pass and also available for purchase on PC and PlayStation and Xbox.